Very interesting. Hello, welcome back to another video. Sorry for coughing straight away there. This is very interesting news. I can't shout too loud. I've got the baby asleep downstairs. This is very exciting news. Very exciting news. Very interesting news. Manchester City have bid for Declan Rice. According to reports, David Ornstein has broke the news. I am very fascinated to see how this goes down. Very fascinated to see how it goes down. David Ornstein is the kind of man you do not mess around with. He knows his stuff, man. If David Ornstein says it's happened, well, it's actually happened. It really is as simple as that, you guys. So City have bid for Declan Rice. That's exciting, isn't it? That's very exciting news. 80 million apparently plus 10 million is the structure. I'll jump over to it now. David Ornstein reporting this. Of course, this comes on the day that Ilkay Gundogan unfortunately said his farewells. A world-class midfielder left Manchester City Football Club, and it looks like City have already got their eyes on a replacement. I'll jump over right now to please do me a favour, please retweet this. It would be massively appreciated. He's quote tweeted it. Join, guys. Thank you so much, FPLC. Wherever you are in the chat, really appreciate it, mate. But Ornstein has tweeted the following. Exclusive. West Ham have tonight received formal offer from Manchester City to sign Declan Rice. Manchester City are proposing a deal worth 80 million plus 10 million add-ons after second Arsenal bid of 75 million plus 15 million rejected last week. Arsenal pursue a main target ongoing. And honestly, this is... I did forget something. Oh, I'm devastated. City won the treble. Will Declan Rice win the treble? This is the new start to the video. It's not. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. We won the treble. Sorry, Toast Ghost. Thanks for reminding me. But it's in my defence, it's 10:30 at night. I'm trying to keep my voice down. I forgot about it. And I saw this notification on my phone. And I went to Nicola. I'm sorry, we're going to have to pause Married at First Sight Australia Season 10. Because we're going to have to put our creme brulees on hold. Genuinely a true story. I'm going to have to put my San Pellegrino down. This is the most middle-class thing I've ever said. True story. And I'm going to run upstairs and work this out and chat to you guys. And I've still got a cough, still got a sore throat, but I still want to talk about this news because this, to me, this is exciting. Like, I've really come around to this idea of Declan Rice joining Manchester City Football Club. I actually don't even think it's a logical signing, which I think what makes it more exciting. I think if you see a signing like Declan Rice who doesn't obviously fit for Manchester City Football Club, it makes you think, well, what's Pep going to cook? What's he got going? What's his ideas in this beautiful bald head of his? Because to me, I think Guardiola will have something special lined up for him. The only thing I would say, I'm a G, but Arsenal fan in the chat, can't City leave Arsenal alone? Never, mate. You're our toy. The only thing I would say is that everyone's asking for the floating L. If you don't know what I'm on about in the floating L, basically, I accidentally had a floating L scrolling around on the screen for ages over here. Where is it? I'll bring it back in just for now. Should be around here at some point, hovering around my head. But the only thing I would say is that there it is, right there. Now, there's the floating L. It's just gone. An editing error. The only thing I would say about this is that if City had bid for this, it means he is receptive to a move. City do their due diligence. They do not waste their time chasing a player who does not want to come to Manchester City Football Club. It really is as simple as that. Taking L's to City don't have to, exactly, Robbie. It's no coincidence that we won the treble when the L was flowing from down the screen, by the way. But in general, like, City do not go for players who are not interested. So they ask the agent, they speak to the player. There's the L again. It's back there. Where has it gone? Right, I'm going away from the screen now. They speak to the player and they find out if they want to come. So the fact that City have gone and bid for him now, I do wonder if Declan Rice was a little bit like, where am I going to play? You know, do I want to move to Manchester? And I actually get that, by the way. I get it. I get this whole like wanting to stay in London thing. I don't agree with it, but I get it. Like, maybe it's becoming a parent's changed me, but I think I would have felt differently to this about 9 months ago. But now I've got a son. I don't know if Declan Rice has got family, has he got kids or anything like that, but what I do know is that I want to be near my family. I wouldn't want to move away from Manchester because I'd want to be near my grandparents and family and so on. So I understand it. I understand this idea of wanting to be around London to be close to his family. And I know it's not a million miles away, but it is still a few hours, you know, and you can't just pop around for a cup of tea, can you? So I understand the London thing. But at the same time, he's a relatively new dad. Well, young kid apparently, newborn baby Rice. Well, there we go. I 100% get it, and I think dads and mums who watch this will understand it too. You do want to be near the grandparents. You do want to be able to say, "Come round and play with it." London's 54 minutes on a plane, says the Dean, but also driving to the airport, getting through customs checks, it's a 3 hour round journey. Let's be honest, it is. Once you've got then you have to get off a plane, get a car through London. It's 54 minutes on a plane. Sounds nothing, but the whole journey is 3 hours with traffic and everything. It's it's not easily doable. It's not like you can pop up for a cup of tea at the middle of the night, So I understand it. But as Griffin just said, he is young enough to uproot without too much trouble. He might just want to be near his family, but if he doesn't, he also might think, I'm young enough here to play at the very elite level, and he should do. He should play at the elite level. He should do. Manchester City are the pinnacle of football right now. That's not even me exaggerating. It's just true. Manchester City are the pinnacle of football. They are. We are the treble winners right now. We are the Premier League champions. He doesn't get hit. We're managed by Guardiola. You've got Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne. You'd be coming in to replace Ilkay Gundogan. That's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Masoom Pervez says City would only bid if a player is open to move. Exactly. And if City are after you, you have to take that as an insane compliment for Declan Rice. I really do believe that he should take this chance. And I'm not saying this. Again, can't stop noticing it now. I'm not saying this as a City fan. I'm saying this because I think it's the best for any young player to do. He's at a young age and I understand the family thing. I get it. But, he has to think a little bit about his career, his legacy here at the same time, He has to. He has to challenge himself to be the best. If he doesn't like it, he can go back to London in a few years' time. We know that can happen. Ask Zinchenko, ask Sterling. Players can leave. Ask Kyle Walker. Players can leave if they do not like it. But a chance to play for Guardiola, Manchester City, you do not waste that. Another super chat as well from us. Superverse says, I want Rice to annoy Arsenal fans. They are weird. I know a thing or two about these Arsenal fans. I deleted a tweet the other day. And the guy was like, why have you deleted it? I went, I deleted it exactly because of you. Because those people are very annoying. And Arsenal fans are genuinely intense. Insanely intense. So on another level intense, aren't they? It's just Arsenal, isn't it? But that's Arsenal fans for you, innit? In a nutshell, they are very, very intense people. And some very nice ones, of course. I know a lot are very lovely. So I'm not trying to dig you out, Arsenal fans. But some of you are intense. I actually did write a piece about how I feel Declan Rice could fit Manchester City. I would recommend you go and read it. I put it on my website. Let me find it. On esteemcompany.com. Where is it? I'm just trying to find. I don't even know how to use my own website. Typical me. But I did write a whole piece about how I feel like he could be really well suited, and he could fit this Manchester City side. I do believe that as well. There's something about the way that he plays. He could bring something a little bit different to Manchester City, and to me, that is something that we should be looking to bring in. I think the biggest thing for me is that Manchester City can bring guaranteed trophies and all that kind of stuff. But I think what he would bring for us, is that he would bring energy and dynamism, which I think we need. I think we're going to need a bit of that next season. I really do think we will do. It's going to be hard to kind of get going. And I'm just trying to find the article. 1 second. Get going again and again and again. This is the article right here. So I'd recommend people check it out on esteemcompany.com. And my talk about here was sort of about what he could bring to Manchester City. City are going to be in something of a rut next year. I think this City side are they're brilliant, but they could be too many players on a come down after it. And I think what you need is you bring in someone who's going to have that natural energy and drive, and also obviously ability at the same time. I just think he could offer an awful lot to this squad, unintentionally maybe, but his attitude and the energy that he'll bring in the centre of the park, I think it could be a real nice kick up the arse. Mark says, I'd be fine with this. I'd be fine with it too, mate. I've come round to it a little bit, but I've come round to it quite strongly, actually. The way I see him playing is, I think City will play a double pivot all of a sudden. I think it'll be him alongside Rodri, and then old school, Foden as a 10, maybe double 10s. It'll be just 3 at the back or something like that. But I do think City will be playing a really creative formation. I can't wait to see how they do it. I think it'll be fascinating to see like what Guardiola will come up with, and that to me is also part of the appeal of this. Like when you see a player who doesn't necessarily fit, but is talented. Like he's going to be a physical freak. Like I'll jump over here now. The way I see City playing is something like this, where we'll have the 3 at the back and the double pivot here. We'll have the 2. I think it'll be something like this, which is a bit of a wild formation, but it's going to be something like this here, where it'll be. I don't know who's going to be alright wing. Morris might stay, he might go, but it'll be something like this, where this will be, Stones. That'll be Grealish out wide there. It could be this. That'll be Phil. This will be Rodri. That would be Mahrez, maybe. I don't know. That'll be Haaland. Or Bernardo if he stays, but that would be KDB. Burn if he stays. Oops, what's going on here? I've gone up to the. This will obviously be down here. It would be Vardiol if he comes, or Ake. This would be Diaz. That was where Declan would play here. It'd be something like that, which I think is a mad formation, but I really like it. It's something about it. It's interesting. I think Guardiola would find. I think we'd sign a winger, by the way, if Mahrez goes. I wouldn't be surprised if we see McAtee push for a little bit, or maybe Foden plays out here. If Bernardo stays, but we'll do something interesting if he comes. That's the big question. Patrick Carolus, says not official without a Steve Hype train level. If I support you, England, deep line midfielder learning on the Pep with World Cup on the horizon, been around for ages, only 24. Exactly. Well, to be honest, yeah. I mean, if you're England, if you saw England, it'd be a great thing for England. Like the level that he would bring to this City side is, the level that he would improve in this City side would be ridiculous. Like he'd be a different player by the time Guardiola's finished with him. England would massively benefit. You'd be stupid not to just play Stones and Rodri alongside each other at the heart of the midfield, wouldn't you? But yeah, he's been around for ages. Only 24 years old. Immense attitude. The hype train level to me. Look, I'm still down at 40%, 50%. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not getting high up, but the fact that City a bid to me. City ain't bidding for no reason. They're not bidding for no reason. This ain't a shot in the dark. This is City knowing that Rice is open to a potential move. I don't think Declan Rice is going to mess around Manchester City. He doesn't seem the type to me. Maybe I'm wrong there, but he doesn't seem the type. The Apollo says, I'd rather have Paqueta, to be honest. More choice at number 8 and 10. I get that, though he hasn't really set the world alight at West Ham, has he? Good player. I don't think he's what Pep wants, though. I think Pep wants this new version of Man City to be physical, strong, and I do think, I don't know, something about it. I've got a feeling like he just wants this next generation of City players to be, he wants to build captains and physical captains, and I sort of admire it. I think Phil will be getting the Paqueta role instead. I think Phil and Alvarez will be getting those kind of like number 10 roles kind of burned into them, and maybe McAtee's getting it instead, mate. But either way, Declan Rice seems to be the one. I think he's better than we probably realise as City fans. I think he is. He's got a lot of room to improve. Like my general scout report on him is when I think about what he's good at. Like when I think about his attributes and all that kind of stuff, his biggest attribute is his dynamism. He's powerful, strong. He's vastly energetic. Like literally, he could run for days and days. He can drive through midfield. He has long galloping strides. You can tell he watches a lot of Yaya Toure. He's technically good. He's not technically excellent, but he's technically good. Like he's a really good dynamic dribbler, but he's not a good natural technician, I wouldn't say. He's not got the technical ability that Manchester City player does, but could he learn that? Yeah. If we put it this way, he's better than like Kyle Walker technically when he joined. Everyone said he was never going to be good enough, and Walker improved an awful lot. He's definitely not the level of like a Gundogan or De Bruyne technically, but he would improve an awful lot under Guardiola. And I think his biggest attributes as well, once again, that natural leadership, the versatility to his game, I think he's got. He would just reach another level than Guardiola. Could he be the Bernardo replacement? Absolutely could do in terms of his work rate. And he hasn't got the close control of Bernardo, but he brings something different. And I think we need to get past the idea, and I include myself in this. We need to get past the idea. Rice is better than Gundogan. He's not, mate. Rice is a great player, but he's not. Gundogan's Gundogan's a legend. But anyway, I think we need to get past this idea of a direct replacement. Like Guardiola will not do that. He'll just do something different. And that's fine, absolutely fine. Like, he'll do something different, and it'll be brilliant, and it'll be wonderful. And that's what Guardiola does. That's what Guardiola does. He gets a new player, and he works with what he's got, and he changes the system to suit the players, and I think that's perfectly fine. And I think it works. Mark says, "I'd love to see us make a move for Verts." Florian Verts was great. I would be more than up for that too. I like Gabriel Vega as well, actually. Gabriel Vega looks really good. I would take him in a heartbeat. Very creative. He'd be the kind of one you want to be really creative, wouldn't you? Yeah, he'd be excellent. I'd take him in a heartbeat as well. The thing is for me is like I am not 1,000,000,000% confident this yet, but I sort of want this to happen just to win a Arsenal. Does everyone else feel the same, by the way? I just want it to happen just sort of. He's great, but I also want it to, I don't know. I sort of want to prove a point, you know? Well, what to prove a point, and it'll be funny. It'll be funny. Ornstein is definitely right on this. He's definitely right on this in terms of the bid. He's too good. He's too good to get this wrong. He's a very good player, Rice. Absolutely excellent player. And I would be fascinated to see what Guardiola did with him. He could turn him into a complete midfielder. He already is excellent. The thing is, I was chatting to a mate of mine, and like he's a West Ham fan, and he always agrees that he's not maybe a City player as he currently stands, but he's a fantastic player. Like, they love him to bits. Like, they think he's phenomenal. And I sat and watched a few comps of him just to remind myself, and like, his defensive awareness is absolutely excellent. He's so good at that Fernandinho thing, and I genuinely believe that he'll be a bit deeper than we realise sometimes. Like, Pep, the one thing Pep seems to be terrified of is the transition. Like, he's really, really scared of teams getting Manchester City on the counter, which is why Kyle Walker's been such a big part of Manchester City's success. And I think it's been amplified even more in a post-Fernandinho world. Rodri is an excellent, world-class, the best, the very best holding midfielder in world football. But at the same time, he doesn't have the recovery pace always. He doesn't always have the recovery pace to get back and cover everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if he comes, Declan Rice sits back a little bit and Rodri pushes a tiny bit more forward, because he's so good at the edge of the area, Rodri, with the long range shots and the final passes and so on. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if he sits back a little bit. Steven, 200 million for Vardy and Rice as TJ. It's an awful lot of money in it. Well, it's not £200 million, by the way. It's euros, and we haven't any bid accepted yet. The actual money would probably, in sterling, will probably be about 150 or something like that, I reckon, which is an awful lot of money. We're not talking about euros because we're in the UK here, so it'll be a lot of money, but you know, that's how it goes these days. You know, that's how it goes. In terms of the actual bid, you know who asked that? So asked about the bid. Matt Thomas did. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go up a little bit higher. I think I do reckon West Ham will ask for a little bit more money, but I think the story here is that City come in. I think we have the budget for this. We do have the budget for it. If you win a treble, you win £300 million in prize money, you're going to be sorted, you know? You're going to be sorted so you can afford this. And I think you don't replace Ilkay Gundogan with Kovacic. You replace him with Declan Rice and Kovacic. You replace him with an experienced player, but then a potential superstar, a guy who's got so much ability. But we already know City aren't afraid to spend a lot of money on talent as well. Like Grealish, of course, took a little bit of time, but I don't think anyone will question after 5-6 years that Grealish was worth the money, because he will be. He'll be a high-quality player, and Declan Rice will be seen the same. It's just the market these days, and I think replacing players of that quality is not going to be easy. Rohit with a super chat as well. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. It really does mean a lot. Says, interesting this, would prefer creative 8 in Vega, but Rice is so powerful, dynamic, quick, can play out from the back. In field, excited. Yeah, I would prefer creative 8 too, but I think the creative 8 is going to be McAtee or Foden or Alvarez or something like that. I think we're going to see a more novel solution to that. I don't think it's going to be a really obvious one. We might sign one as well, but I think we'll sign a winger and Foden will come as a midfielder instead. And Foden, you're not going to get many better creative midfielders than Phil Foden. I think that's just an actual fact. We all know that. But cheers for the super chat, mate. It's a good point. I think City will bid a little bit more. I think they will probably reach 100. I think the optics are everything with these things, by the way. I do think in general, if they can get the same money as they got for City, Aston Villa got for Grealish, to say he's the most expensive English player ever, they'll be happy with that. So that'll be 100 million. That was 100 million, wasn't it? Pounds, not sterling. They'll just say it was pounds. You know what I mean? I think optics are everything in these things. Rice plus Phillips. Yes, the other thing is with Phillips. Oops, sorry. With Phillips is like he won't get any game time. So I do wonder if Guardiola will have to do a fucking Joe Hart on him, where he's like, no, well, you're not going to play, mate. So you'll have to just go. We'll see. I don't know anything about any bids for anyone. Nicholas. But guys, I'm going to leave it there because it is late at night. I will do a video tomorrow morning. Don't forget to check out my video about Gundogan, of course. We're probably going to announce Kovacic in the morning, I reckon. Let me know in the comments what you think about this potential signing. I've got into this. I've got into it. I would recommend going and having a read of this piece over on my website, stevecuppy.com. See what you reckon of that. I think you can fit really nicely. Guys, I am going to get to bed because it's very late at night. Thanks for watching this. Let me know how you reckon about this. I'm excited. This could happen. And I think it could be good, you know. I've got a feeling. Trust this treble one inside. See you on the treble in a bit. Good night. Do the right thing, Declan.